Bringing you the flavor of the Midlands. Live from Columbia, this is Soda City Live.
All right, welcome back to Soda City Live. Local mystery book author Raegan Teller is using real-life crimes and situations to inspire fictional novels to help bring attention to forgotten victims. And she joins us today to share more about her mystery series and what inspired her to start writing these novels. It looks like there are 6 of them total. And we have the author with us today to talk a little bit about some of these writings. We can't wait to find out what's in store here. The Enid Blackwell mystery series. And the latest one is Murder Clause, but we appreciate it. Thanks so much. Raegan Teller, thanks for joining us. Yeah, these are certainly pretty impressive labors here, and this is just your latest installment. Give us an idea of what this one entails.
The very last one, Murder Clause. Well, as you said, each one of my books was inspired by actual events, and the crime, Alex Murdaugh had many crimes, of course.
Yeah.
The most obvious were his wife and son.
Yep.
But there was another victim, the sons of Gloria Satterfield.
That's right.
And that's the one that really grabbed at me. And because stealing money from her, one of her sons had some handicaps, and they needed that money.
Yes.
And to steal that money from them, when that just bothered me so much.
Yeah.
And so that was the kind of the theme that inspired this story.
Wow. Okay, so the story of Tony Satterfield, we saw him take the stand in the Murdaugh trial, talking about how Alec Murdaugh defrauded the family. He admitted to it in a certificate of judgment that basically said that he took $4.7 million or something to that tune.
Right.
Unbelievable to think of a grieving family, as you mentioned, being defrauded in that way. And so really that's what this book is based on, or at least inspired by.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, there's another situation in my, because what I do when I use a real crime, I kind of pull the theme of that real crime. So in this case, it was taking something from someone who really needed it, committing a crime against the most innocent of people.
Yeah.
So that's what the essence of the story is.
Wow. Now, when did you start writing these novels? You have 6 of them so far.
Yes. I started writing the first book in 2013.
Okay.
My intention was to write a nonfiction book because I had done a lot of business writing.
Okay.
And my husband's cousin, Hope Gibson, was killed in Columbia in 1990. They found her body dumped in under a mattress down off a shop road. They've never found out what happened to her. She had been at a bus stop and disappeared. And so I wanted to write about her because I felt like she was a forgotten victim. And I did some research, but there just wasn't enough information for a full-length book, and I wasn't interested in doing an article. So I was sitting with a friend in Charlotte at a sidewalk cafe, and I said, you know what, I'm going to write a fictional book about forgotten victims, because that's the essence of and that's what started it. I intended for it to be one book. So I got to the end of the book, and I fell in love with my main character, Enid Blackwell. I just adore her. And I said, you know what, she's got more stories to tell. So then I said, okay, well, I'll put 4 books in the series. Well, then I got to the 4th book, and you start to get pressure. When you start to build up a readership, you start to get pressure from your readers. When's that next one coming out? I mean, I had barely gotten this one out when somebody, started emailing saying, well, when's the next one coming out?
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. In some ways, it's kind of exciting because it does push you along into, some of the creative ventures. And you are local here to Columbia.
I am, yes.
Yeah.
I grew up here, moved away for almost 30 years to Charlotte for work, and then came back here in 2014.
Wow. We definitely have our share of stories here. Here in South Carolina, there are some stories of intrigue. And, of course, as you're paying attention and being able to develop some of these characters, I'm certain it's brought a lot of life to your writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to have something that inspires me. You've probably heard writers talk about their muses. Well, for me, the victims are the muses, because it took me 3 years to write the first book, because I was making the transition from business writing to fiction, which was not easy, totally different mindset. And so there were many times when I just wanted to give up and say, I can't do this, this is not my thing to write fiction. And it was Hope, the victim, the real life victim, that just kept me going. And it's been the same with every book. I have a victim in my mind that I'm writing the book for, even though it's not about their story specifically, it's about similar victims in similar situations.
Sure. Well, I'm certain that this book is going to, readers are certainly going to enjoy, especially those who have followed you for so long.
Thank
the
you.
latest book, Murder Clause, and it is part of the series that she has here. Raegan Teller joining us today on Soda City Live. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck with the new
Thank
book
you so
release.
much. Thank
and
you.
We'll be looking out for that. Thanks so much. All right, we'll be right back with more Soda City Live after this.